What's going on, my fellow YouTubers and my TT Nation followers? We about to get into another one, so let's get it. What's going on, y'all? It's your man Rob Gatlin, and you know you rocking on the Gat Zone, and we doing another Chronicle situation. You feel what I'm saying? That's just how I gotta be. But make sure you click follow and subscribe. You know what I mean? Really appreciate that. All this is coming from the heart and from a lot of knowledge. You feel me? So for my last segment or Chronicle that I had put in, I was on the tip of kind of what happened to me from LA to out here. Now, understand, out here, once again, I did really make a name for myself. I'll talk about when Dirty Red, which was what I went by, was born. Wherever I went, 75% of the club was with me. It went from 50 to 70, 75. I even had certain law enforcement individuals involved. Like, it was a beautiful thing, you know. Like a dirty orchestra. But at the end of the day, when I landed in prison, I'll talk about that. Once again, these are all reasons why I'm TTG, like real ish. I was in Cobb County, and I got locked up with a brother that I'm not gonna give you his legal name, but he goes by the name of DJ Finesse from New York. And so he used to train me, you know, and that man knew how to run the mitts, even though it was with tissue paper and a glove. He knew how to run the mitts, and I had just got done fighting this dude named Big Country, massive man, used to having his father beat him up every day, so he knew how to defend himself. He came from the old school. I call it the old country because that's just what it is. It's the old country. And he knew basically what happened in the situation where I ended up getting locked up in Cobb County. I'm getting a tattoo done. Now, mind you, the tattoos, the way they do them, it's not your traditional thing with a gun. They pick your skin out with the ink. So it's a pick. And anybody that don't really understand that, I gotta say this to you real quick.
You big dummy!
And seriously. Because if you don't understand that or can visually understand that, I will repeat it to y'all.
You big dummy!
So listen, this is what they do. They do a little concoction. And they do the little concoction because I ain't gonna tell you the methods. That ain't gonna happen. But they take a pen, an actual writing pen, take that out and put something sharp inside of it, you know, and they get the ink that they manufactured, homegrown, and get to picking, and it hurts like a motherfucker. So we had got raided one rip when I was getting this tattoo done. We was getting raided. When I was getting raided, old boy put all his stuff up or whatever. And after that situation, I was getting another tattoo that's on my chest that y'all not gonna see, feel me? And while that happened, Big Country said that I was talking to the CO, and right after I started talking to the CO, we got raided. And we had, okay, that was a lie, because when everything was going on, I ain't never talked to any CO. I woke up, went back upstairs and got tatted. You feel me? So I knew he was lying on me. Why he was lying on me, I didn't find out till later, but let's move forward and find out. We had this church circle, and there was an evangelist who felt like he had his flock, but they all respected me as not Dirty Red, but at that time they was calling me Deacon Red, you know. And when they was calling me Deacon Red, I guess he didn't like that too much, so he got his, I feel like that's how it happened. He got his boy to try to spew lies, because when you are caught as a snitch in prison, when life becomes very hard, you might as well just go to the hole. Like, real talk, you might as well just go to the hole, because life for you, I don't care what gender you are, it's gonna be tough. So when they was checking my character, because basically Big Country said that it was me who got the raid going and snitched everybody out. When that happened, they called me down, you know, and mind you, let me finish this story so I can get to the other one. So I come down, and the North Side, which is the Blacks Association, there's a West Side area where, you got Mexico and you have Trailer Park. And I stayed up there in Trailer Park, but like I said, let me finish this story. So down north and down west, and you kind of got a South, Mexico, was saying that I was the reason why we got raided. And I'm like, who would say that? I had no parts of any of that. They were like Big Country. I said, okay, because in there, they bet on fights. They like fights, if you get where I'm drifting at. And so you got a big guy like me at that time. I really went with muscle and mass. And you got a man that's also muscle and mass, with some gas in him, and bigger than me. You know what I'm saying? I'm 6'4", you know what I mean, and a half. Yeah, so he was bigger than me, most definitely. And we go in, because reason why we had to go in is because I asked him, did you really say that I snitched everyone out and got us to get raided? And he was like, yeah, I saw you do it. And when you see a man look you in the eye and you know they clearly lying, because you was laying on your bed getting picked at with a tat from a white boy who ain't supposed to really be fucking with you, but you cross. Yeah, once again, that's for another story. And you're like, wait a second, this can't possibly be happening. So then you look at the audience to see if they buying what this man is selling. And they are. When I turned, my man had his head down like, bro, you know, this look a little bit suspect. I'm like, what? Just so they could see us in the ring, man. Not really a ring, but just so they could see us fight and they can make money off of it. This is what this fight was about. It was so dumb because they called me Mr. Vegas because they found out I was from Vegas. It wasn't even Gatland or Red or whatever. It was Vegas. That's what they called me out there, Mr. Vegas. I didn't ask for that name, but that's what they gave me. And man, me and that man went in there, and you gotta have slippers, so it's slippery in the showers because that's where you fight. You fight in the showers. It's slippery, you know. So you gotta lace them things up. So you gotta put, you know, the sock, you know, around the slipper, and give that support part. You also can't have a shirt on. Nah, guys use that for real. I mean, that's just goes without saying. And then, you know, if you want to wrap your hair up with your own shirt or what have you. But you gotta wrap your knuckles up, and normally you wrap your knuckles up with a sock. You know what I mean? You wrap them things up. And so before the fight happened, I gave my man a second chance. I was like, yo, you trying to tell me you really know that it was me that you saw talking to a CEO before we got ready? And he was like, yeah, exactly what I'm saying. And them calling me Deacon Red, mean I was a man of peace, of spirit. But this man knowingly knows that a lot of crazy crap can happen to me over this. So I have to defend this situation by force when that is not the place I wanted to be as far as that kind of decision. That's why I gave him a second chance to try to get him to renounce what he said. But I guess he was either on some Roxy's or something. But I'm like, all right, we in the showers. I called that match. I had to. If I didn't, once I looked at the crowd and I saw that they were looking at me like subjectively, like they starting to believe this narrative, I automatically knew I had to fight this man. So I called him out. I told him to strap up, because I just told you how you strapped up, from the feet to the hands to the hair. Strap up. And there's a thing called 52s. I ain't gonna give you the full science about it, but I know about it. And anybody watching this channel gonna be like, oh, you know about them 52s? All day. So I hit him with the 52. Well, no. Take that back. I hit him with a Muay Thai kick to the ribs. See, I'm giving y'all some details. Shouldn't even. I mean, just listen. I hit him so hard that, because okay, y'all probably trying to figure out how can a fight happen. Where's the correctional officers and where the PLs, wherever. Correctional officers are in a bubble outside of, I want to say, a colony of cells. They have timing of when they go from one cell to the other, to the other, to the other. You time that out, okay, that gets you your answer. I'll be able to do this. So anyway, pressing forward. I hit the man so hard with the first kick that the bathroom door blasted out. I was like, I messed up. Because if the CO see something like that, he might turn his head, and that's our ass. We ain't supposed to be in there like that. But he didn't. And the guy that was our lookout, pretending to shave his face and stuff like that, he took care of the rest. And so we fought. And I hit that man with everything. I mean, that brother could have been a world champ. And I fought some guys that I felt like could have been world champs. He could have been one. I hit him with a lot of blows, and he endured it. He knew how to protect himself well. We're fighting bare knuckle, and it's like kumite, like base. So that means that we doing some dirty, and I did keep it civil. I didn't go dirty. I was just trying to choke him out because he was such a strong guy, and his defense was stupid. He had this turtle defense that was just stupid. We went to the ground, we went up, we went down. Finally, I got exhausted. I got exhausted because I did so much. From kicking to throwing. Even when I threw him on the tile floor, his back was so strong, he just took it. And I thought that was, if you throw somebody on their back and they hit their head, that should loosen up their guard. No, that didn't happen with this fighter. This dude, he tucked it in and kept it tucked. I was like, yo, are you serious? And so I still kept going to work, got exhausted. And it went down to where I allowed him to hit me. I literally just dropped my guard because this man, he wouldn't come at me. Okay? He just wouldn't. He was so smart because I was waiting. I just need one or two and I'm on you. I was waiting for the brother. He wouldn't dash forward. And when he did, his guard was so tight, I backed away because I knew I was going to really exhaust myself. And that's exactly what happened. I ended up exhausting myself. And I put my guard down. And I was just like, hit me. He didn't believe me at that time. But I was super, super serious because I'm tired of chasing, and also I know he's smart enough to know when he's in danger, when the shark is in the water. Like, he's not dumb. And I sensed that, I felt that. I've been in so many fights, I got it. And so I'm just like, I just put my guard down, said, hit me. And he looked at me kind of crazy, but he inched in. And I said, man, come on, hit me. I'm like, don't be a, hit me. Shots fired, man. And that's exactly what that son of a gun did. He stepped in, but he didn't step. Look, I'm watching his body language. He didn't step in hard. He stepped in a little bit, and he hit me. When he hit me and my head went back, I put my hands down again, and I said, hit me harder. Now, he looking at me like I'm crazy. But at the end of the day, I'm trying to really bait him in to thinking he can hurt me so I can knock him out. And he's still kind of hesitant. But this time, this SOB put his foot forward, and I seen his body change. He was a little bit more grounded. He leaned on his lead foot real hard, and I saw that waist and the shoulder go in motion. And I saw his eyes after that, and they were serious. I said, "Oh, I'm about to get hit with a heavy one. This one's gonna hurt." And sure enough, that boy hit me with a hard one. Bang! But he was still in a defensive stance after he did it. I was expecting him to come with a right, like 1, 2, cause that second one, I was gonna go over the top and open him up. But he still had the right frame of mind to just, he was like, "Well, you gonna give me this free one, I'm gonna take it." And he clocked me, and I just saw white fog. I saw white fog. My head snapped back. I saw white fog. My whole body got weak. My whole body was weak. My nose started running. My lip was busted. Yeah. And at the same time, what I did the third time is I got back in stance. I said, I cannot get hit with another shot like that, because he will probably be the only person I've experienced who would be capable of knocking me out. And I said, "Hit me again." And I called him a biatch. And I licked the blood off my lips and off my nose. And I asked him to hit me one more time, knowing that there ain't no way I'm about to let him connect. There ain't no way I'm about to let him hit me like that again. Heck to the no. So now, mind you, there's people that are spectating this fight. They spectating what's going on. And he did swing, and I did counter. And unfortunately, he ended up going to infirmary after the fight. But after the fight ended, after I finished it, I asked for more work. I actually wanted a rematch, because even though I won, I didn't win the way I wanted to win. And this is before he needed to go to the infirmary. I asked for another round, for another fight. And his people asked him, and he didn't want the fight to run back. He was already in the bed laying down. I didn't even want my tattoo finished. So at the end of the day, I demanded him to fight me again, because I'm over here leaking with a bloody nose and a bloody lip, so I'm looking weak in front of a lot of people. So I wanted to redeem that. Real talk. So I wanted him to run that back with me, and he didn't want the smoke. And so it almost became a war between blacks, Mexicans, and whites, because this one individual from the west side didn't want to run that fight back with me, and they willing to fight me so I could back down. Like, they unscrewing mop sticks and getting weapons ready, and I'm looking at them like, we really taking at this level? They was like, "Bro, if he doesn't want to fight you, he doesn't want to fight you." And I'm like, "Nah, bring him back in there. Like, let's clean it up." And he didn't want that. Then later on, he went to the infirmary. And then when he came back, they asked him if he wanted to go to another cell. He was like, nah, I'll go back to where I'm at. So he comes back, and everyone knows my story now, because everyone thought that I lost by the way I was looking, but it wasn't like that. And I bruise easily. I mean, I've been in a lot of fights, so I bruise easily. I bleed easily too. So when I told him the truth, he confirmed it when he came back. He was just like, before he talked about it, I was walking, he tapped me, he was like, "You not gonna try to sneak me or nothing?" And I'm like, "Nah, bro, I'm not gonna sneak you." So at the end of the day, we chopping it up, and he said, "I never saw nothing like that." He said, "You remind me of my father when he used to beat me when I was a young kid." I felt bad about that, because I know that feeling. And he said, all I could do was bottle up. He was like, "And you crazy to take punches like that." He was like, it was like you was ready to die. And he was like, I couldn't go past that line. He was like, that's why I knew you were baby me. And that's why he knew that he was like, dude, it looked like you were trying to slay a dragon. You weren't fighting me, you were fighting through me. And I'm like, dang, he's right. But he told them, it was like, no, that was all Vegas. All them hits and blows, and he said, it took everything. He said, I'm the one that went to the infirmary. He said, it took everything I had to survive that situation. And I put a lot, because the story behind that is really more deeper than that, but I had a lot of anger within me, within that situation. But I got a chance to meet a very great man named Champagne. I think there's a 60-minute documentary on him, or he's on HBO. But Champagne was my dude, and look him up. I mean, validation after validation, I can give it to you. Like I said, after that fight with Big Country, I ended up practicing with a man named DJ Finesse. I won't give out, like I said, his real government name, but guys saw me spar. They saw how I got down, and it was so crazy that guys just sit there and camp and wait for me just to spar. I mean, not even to spar, but just hit the mitts. They'll just sit there looking at me hitting the mitts. You know what I mean? And it was just something entertaining for them to look at and watch. I was just learning the craft, but my man, DJ Finesse, he was a great pad worker. I didn't know he had it in him, and I guess he didn't know I had it in me. So I ended up on the phone. He said he knew Roy Jones Jr. And that's like someone that I'm a big fan of, a huge fan of, because it wasn't about the belt for him really. It was just him showing that he was the best and that he cannot clash you and beat you. I mean, that's what Roy Jones Jr. was for me and still is. I got a chance to talk to him, you know, while I'm locked up, just because of my boxing abilities. He was like, "Hey, I hear that you're gonna be our next world champion. When everything gets settled and you straight, make your way to Pensacola, Florida, and we got you over here at that gym." Well, that sound great, but at the end of the day, it was great just talking to him. It never worked out, but at the end of the day, it was just great talking to him. that's just one of those ordeals in life, and you take the good with the bad. I got more stories on why I'm TTG, but I gotta cut this one short. So with that being said, let's do them shots fired. And for all you casual fans,
You big dummy.
let's hit them with I think I'm done. No, I'm not. Alright. Salute. Yeah. TTG Nation. Salute. Let's get to the next one.